What's good, y'all? This is the real A-Town, aka RGB Fox, and today, I'm just gonna go over the last 6 matches, or I guess duels, that I had playing Ryzeal Mitsurugi. I have to modify the deck because the Ryzeal Mitsurugi deck isn't complete per se. So, yeah. I still have to modify it a little bit because it is a lot of engine. And I actually, for the first time, have not found space to put in cards like Called by the Grave and Cross Out in the deck. So you're going to see a lot of hands without it because I just wasn't playing it. But I'm in Platinum, so in Plat you can get away with not playing like some of the good cards because the players are either not that good or... yeah, but that's basically it. So... here I start with a Mitsurugi hand with Prayers, Kusanagi, 7 Tachyon, and I'm pretty sure on my 7 Tachyon I get Ash Blossom, so we're going to see him trigger the Ash here. And then I'm going to go ahead and activate the Prayers, but I do misplay. So I activate the Prayers, tribute to Kusanagi to get Aramasa, and so obviously if I want to play Ryzeal, I can still do so. But I have to prayer summon out the Kusanagi and then normal summon the Aramasa. My brain did that in reverse. I special summoned the Aramasa and then activated the Kusanagi here, and I was like, oh wait, now I don't have 2 level 4, so how am I gonna go to Duel drive, right? Yeah, that's why it's important to sequence these things correctly, because yeah, when you don't, you end up having a suboptimal board here, and that's exactly what happens here. So I still grabbed the Habakiri because that was always going to be the game plan, and then I go Habakiri, special summon Kusanagi, Saji, tribute, add the ritual, and now basically I have to just kind of deal with just having the Murakumo on the field. I'm trying to think if I should have summoned this from the hand and then Murakumo'd. Which was definitely an option, but like 2 level 8s doesn't get me anywhere at that point. Like, yeah, sure, I get Dynamondo, but I don't play SP in this, Ryzeal Mitsurugi deck, so the SP was not gonna be great. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to settle with this, and then I think to myself, do I make the Dynamondo? And the answer was yes, I do make the Dynamondo. From here, I said Prayers pass, that way I have a check just in case he has a Call by the Grave, and if he doesn't, then I just get even more follow-up. So he goes, searches with the Engraver, with the Tract, adds Engraver, discards Larry. Larry effect is special, and I go ahead and chain Max C, but he does have the Crossed Out Designator. So on that, I just have to take the L and hope that Murakumo is enough. So from here, he links into the Requiem. Requiem is going to then tribute itself to bring out the La Crema. La Crema is then going to dump another copy of the Engraver. And then when he summons this Engraver, that's when I Dynamondo effect to blow up the field with the Murakumo, of course. On here, you'll see he activates Droplets. And he has to activate a spell, otherwise this resolves, and, he doesn't, so he goes for the Prayers. I guess even if he dropleted and doesn't send the spell, I can force him to discard another card. But ultimately, if he didn't have a spell to discard, then my Murakumo is going to resolve no matter what. So, he sends a monster, I chain Prayers, bring Kusanagi, activate the effect of Murakumo at this point to search and special. So, yeah. And then, of course, I add back the Ritual to the hand so that I can go ahead and follow up with a better end board later on. So here, summon out the Murakumo, and he, has to just concede. So luckily, that was more than enough for me. Okay, so in this match, I kind of face a similar problem. I have just the one starter, and that's about it. So he chains Fua, and so, I kind of just have to give it to him, right? So I special summon Saji, tribute Saji, Saji effect to search. He goes ahead and uses Ash Blossom, and then at that point I gotta go Prayers, tribute the Habakiri so that I have access to a play, right? Which is add Murakumo, Then I can special summon out the Kusanagi, and then grab the Mitsurugi Ritual. Now, I have an option to give him 1 or 2 draws. I decide to just go for the one draw option and just make Dynamondo. So I go summon the Murakumo. He goes ahead and triggers the Kusanagi, targeting the ritual. I say he, but me. Then chainlink to Aramasa to search for another copy of Habakiri, and add back the ritual to the hand. So from here, I just go for the Dynamondo after contemplating for a few seconds, and then set the Prayer's Pass. So it's basically what I had last turn, this turn. And I kind of mess up here. I'll show you guys. So here in my mind, I'm thinking that I want to hold the Duel so that I don't hold myself on the prayers. But the thing is that I was always supposed to use the Duel here early on. The reason he uses the Tract. And so in my head, I was thinking, oh, I'm playing Pure, right? Because this is like, you know, what I have to do a little bit under the Pure line, right? Obviously not under the Pure line. This would still be way better because I'd have access to Futsu and, you know, Mirror and all that stuff. But yeah, unfortunately, that is not going to be the case. So I was thinking, like, I need to save this so I can search and get a lot more follow-up. But realistically, I should have dropped the Duel here because I would have never guessed what this guy is playing. But you'll see. So he goes for the same old, right, as the other player did, which is going for the Fiendsmith line. And then I go Dynamondo because I don't want to get hit with a Chaos Angel. He chains Called By, and this is where I'm glad that I did have the prayers. So I go ahead, chain the prayers to special summon out the Murakumo. And then, you know, blow up the field anyways. So with no targets, his monsters get sent to the graveyard, but unfortunately, he still has some gas. And that is with this card, Goddess of the Two Sides. So this just adds him an Arcana Force monster. And when you think about it, like, he shouldn't have, let's say, he should have never summoned this card, because, like, it does realistically nothing. You either set a spell from your deck that has a coin tossing effect, or destroy all cards that your opponent controls. What he does is go for the Arcana spread, but, like, what does this get him later on? Like, he gets another monster and then maybe continues his Fiendsmith combo? I don't know. It just seems greedy. So, unfortunately, to my demise, this is a level 7 and this is level 3. And because he at least has a light monster, both of them are light, one of these can be tuners for the Chaos Angel. Amazing. So my Murakumo is gone. And now I have to basically pray that I top deck into something good. What do we find? Ash Blossom. Not what I wanted. So I ritual summon here, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I really can't do anything because, like, okay, so I decide not to use the prayers. I think I should have used the prayers, because prayers could have, you know, summoned out the Kusanagi, which would have got me the prayers back, and then on his turn I can just, you know, use it again. But we'll see that it ends up being for nothing. He goes for the Engraver, summons, uses the Arcana spread to add back the Goddess, and on the Goddess effect I do Ash Blossom, but, like, I think at this point I was destined for failure, because now he has a Fiend and another monster, which is gonna get him access to Sequence, and then, you know, from here I definitely just don't win the game. So yeah, I had to just scoop it up, although I think he should have went Requiem, but, you know, that's for another day. Luckily from here, it is only dubs, so we'll go through the last, I think, 5 games or 4 games. So here he goes for the prayers, not in the draw phase, so he played into the Duel. Then he goes Habakiri, and I chained the Fua, and he has Cross Out. But here's the thing, I still play Lancia because I'm expecting to still see Malice and maybe Orcus, since that deck just got support, you know, things of that nature. And luckily, it does work out for me here. Now he cannot banish his own copy of Fua, so I get to draw here whenever he uses Asagi and then tributes. From here, I will go ahead and activate Ash Blossom, and so initially I thought it was Big Brain because I was like, oh, Orcus leaves, surely that man is playing Orcus Mitsurugi. No, he's not, and clearly no one has seen the vision of Orcus Mitsurugi yet because I haven't seen any on ladder so far. Again, I'm still on Platinum, so I'm probably just going to see a bunch of common decks here and there, but just saying, Orcus is kind of nice. So from here, he shows that he is playing Ryzeal Mitsurugi, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm fucked, but no, I'm not, because I have access to Fua, so he can't go that deep, otherwise I just get infinite amount of draws, right? So here I draw Imperm, and I'm thinking to myself, do I need to Imperm this? The answer is no. This could be Imperm here, or he could have Ash Blossom for my Bonfire, but I think if he had Ash Blossom, he would have Ashed the Fua. At least personally, I would have Ashed the Fua. I probably would have kept the Cross out for something more important, so luckily, he doesn't have Ash. So I go for X Ryzeal to dump the Myriologic, and even though he's gonna pop this card, it doesn't matter because the problem is the detonator, and this guy resolves the detonator problem by himself. So I get to keep this as an interruption next turn in case he continues playing. Now I add Node, and then from here is just business as usual. Summon Sword, and he scoops. Now, fun fact, I think this is the match where my opponent plays Stun. And yeah, Inspector Border set a card pass. So Inspector Border here sucks, but Ryzeal is one of the many decks that actually can play around the Inspector Border if you have a playable hand. And I do here, so I activate the Bonfire to bait for an Ash, but I forget, oh, he can't Ash here. He could have played Mistake though, or maybe a Judgment, who knows. So I grab X, and then I'm debating for the longest time if I should send the Myriologic, and I'm like, well, the Myriologic can't activate anyways, right? So might as well just send the Duo Drive and, you know, hope for the best. So, on the normal summon of Fua, I'm expecting him to activate something, and he actually has a Crackdown. So he's able to take my X Ryzeal, and now I just go 7 Tachyon, reveal, Ice Ryzeal, you know, because he's playing Stun. I know Maxi isn't going to be live, so that's just a free discard, and Ice does not activate its effect to special summon. It's an inherent special summon, so I go for the Duo Drive. Duo Drive effect will attach the Duo Drive, because now I get to attack over it. Luckily, he doesn't have Honest. I feel like he would have had Honest, but yeah, from here, again, business as usual. I add Sword, I add Node. Because I don't think he's playing the Biru since he has Inspector Border, I just decide, you know what, I'm gonna go all in. And now he cannot use it at all because he has Dominus Impulse. So now I know I'm safe from Nib, so I get to go Sword, search for Star, special summon Star, place the field spell, and then I just basically decide I'm gonna get as many draws as possible and then end off with a detonator. Discard Kusanagi, draw Ice for follow-up, send special summon Sword, and then overlay for the Duo detonator. And then from here, I just detonator attach and then pass my turn. You know, I draw another card just in case, but yeah. Just a bunch of follow-up in hand. Don't need to activate the Habakiri here. And then he goes Super Poly at the start of his turn, which is crazy. But I'm like, Garura, I don't have to worry about that, right? Although, funny enough, he plays Typhon. So yeah, Typhon attacks over the Duo Drive. It's useless anyways. I'm not tripping about it. I skip my draw phase because of the Dugaris effect, and then I go ahead for a draw because why not? At this point, I have game. He's at 6,900 life points. You know, grab X dump Myriologic Chainlink 2 to go for the Typhon. This shows, of course, that he shouldn't have Ash, and he doesn't, I guess. You know, again, he's playing Stun, Border, hand traps just don't make sense. King of the Feral Imps is going to grab out the Saji, normal summon the Saji, activate its effect to go for the Ritual, and then tribute the Habakiri, special summon the Murakumo, and then blow up the field. And from here, I'm just trying to make a statement, right? Which is, I'm going to just, you know, pile everything on top of you because I don't believe you're playing anything real. And plus, again, I'm safe from Nib because he used Impulse. So I force him to negate that card just in case. You never know what he could draw. And then Node, Effect, Special, put on the field. And yeah, that is GG. It was already game anyways. But, you know, again, I wanted to make a statement. So for this, we have a mirror match. We are going to imperm the Aramasa, because if he normal summoned the Aramasa, that means that this is probably his only starting play. And luckily, he didn't have prayers, so I was correct. So now from here, I am just going to go ahead and combo as much as possible. Always starting with X Ryzeal, dumping the Duo Drive. He does droll me, but that's okay. I hard drew Star, although I probably should have normal summoned the Fua and kept the Star for later. But, you know, I digress. Then, because I hard drew the Cross, I'm just going to activate it. Overlay for Detonator, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach, and then attack over, and hope that this is enough, right? I mean, I have Cross Negate plus multiple pops, so... now from here, he actually draws a really good card for turn. He draws into pre-prep of Rites. Can't stop it whatsoever. I don't have Ash Blossom, but I'm thinking this is still okay because he didn't do anything else on his turn, right? So he goes Habakiri, and I decide not to negate it. I decide I'm just going to negate the Saji because I think that's going to tell me if he actually has the ritual or not. And the fact that he summoned Saji means that he did not have the ritual spell. So on this, I just cross negate the Saji. And then from here, he activates the mirror. So I'm thinking, okay, does he have Murakumo? Luckily, he only had the Futsu. So I go ahead and pop the Habakiri on summon. Now on activation of the Futsu, I'm thinking, should I pop the Habakiri? And the answer came to yes, because ultimately, even though he can't really attack over this because I have the protection effect, I might as well pop it now, keep another card under this as a material to pop later, and if he uses Futsu, he's more than likely going to try to get the ritual so that he can summon the Murakumo from the deck. And so I just pop it, and luckily, after he took his time, he ends up adding a prayers and then ends up scooping it up because he has no other place from there. So that is GG's. And then we go to the last game of today's video. Imagine my surprise when my opponent decides to go minus for no reason. I start my turn with X Ryzeal, and he activates Maxi on the activation of its effect. And I'm thinking, okay, sure. Then he goes for the Chaos Hunter. I'm like, what? And I'm thinking to myself, why is that what he wants to do? Does he just want the body or something? Like, is he playing Malice and maybe he doesn't have any names? Like, maybe he's playing Tenpai, right? Maybe he's trying to stop a Call by the Grave. But the thing is that Chaos Hunter is a when you can effect. So if I had Called by, he wouldn't have been able to chain a Chaos Hunter anyways, because it would have missed timing. Because it has to respond directly to like a summon of a monster, right? I don't know, dude. He just decides to just do it anyways. And so Chaos Hunter on here discards another copy of itself. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I don't have to play into the Max C too hard. I can just normal summon the sword. And because he only has 2 cards in hand, I think I'm comfortable with just giving him the 1 draw and then passing on the Detonator. Because this guy can't get over it. And he can't make Typhon because I'm only making 1 monster from the extra deck this turn. So, you know, attach for free. And then I set the prayers pass. So from here, guess what he does? He activates a Roar. I'm thinking Blue Eyes this late into 2025? There's just no way. And then he sets 2 and passes. And I'm like, this is wonderful. Because Detonator on the field is going to allow me to pop stuff so that I have a free W on my turn, right? So in the end phase, I go prayers, add the Habakiri, and then passes. So from here, I think I start with X again. Yeah, sending the Mirror Logic this time, targeting the Chaos Hunter, and then he goes and activates the Majesty right here. Had I not played into this, he wouldn't have been able to activate the Dragon's Roar, but there's really no reason for me not to play into the Majesty, because again, I just get to get free pops. If this is a what's that one card that they use, Miracle Light or something like, whatever, then I could pop it again with the detonator, right? So yeah. Here I chain detonator on his set. It ends up being Dragon's Roar, which will negate and destroy the detonator. I decide to keep it on the field because, like, why not? Just use this protection effect. And Majesty will reveal a Blue Eyes in his hand, and on field to pop these two monsters. And I'm like, okay, that's actually very fine by me. Now I still have a full hand to play into this board, and since I hard drew the Ritual, I'm just gonna blow up the field and then attack him directly. So I go Ritual. He changed Dragon Roar, paying 2,500 to reset it, but like, this can't activate again when it's reset. So I'm like, okay. I summon the Habakiri, grab some of my cards back, and you know, we'll just speed this up for some, you know, just because this is obviously game. And then I go Ritual, tribute the Habakiri, special summon out the Murakumo, and then I get some more searches down and blow up the field. And from there, that is game, because he is at 5,500 life points, and this is 59 together, or 56. And that's GG. So yeah, very easy matches in Platinum so far. But you know, here and there, my mistakes will cost me the game, so obviously. So currently we are in Plat 2. You know, unfortunately, I just didn't have the heart to try to go for Masters last season because it was just an abysmal format. But here is my deck list so far for Ryzeal Mitsurugi. I think I'm going to modify this to add the called buys. Having the talents would be great and all, but I think I need to protect myself from the Maxis and the Drools and stuff like that, because they can be detrimental. In the extra deck, you know, I'm playing the Umbral Horror because it can search the Lancia in case I'm going against Malice. Code Igniter is my spice because if I have both of the rituals in hand and I can only go for, like, you know, one or the other without the spell, Code Igniter still allows me to ritual summon the Murakumo, so that's nice. Yeah, I don't know. I'll find ways to modify it, and maybe I'll have to increase the deck count to 42, but we'll just see how it plays out. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.